Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So now today we are talking about mobility. Today we are talking about mobility. How can you define mobility?
Mobility.
Yes. What is mobility?
Mobility.
Yes.
Ability to move around
Yes, to move
and
around.
navigate within a space.
Yes. And that is one of the rights of a special person or a person with disability, that he or she can move freely without anyone's guidance. So here I have a stick, or we call it white cane or white stick, and it is worldwide acceptable, and it is one of the signs for VI people, blind people. So just see, it has 4 pieces, but it can vary. Some sticks have 5 pieces, some have 6, and they may vary in length as well. It has elasticity, so it can fold as well, and now it is a complete stick. Clear? If we see, we have a lot of different canes. Sometimes we have cane with a ruler at the tip, at the end of this stick. Here we have a ruler. Unfortunately, we don't have that stick here at the moment. Otherwise, I would have shown it to you. But in the next class, in the next class, we will show it. Okay. So that is the second type. There is another stick which has sensor that vibrates or beeps when it finds any hurdle on the way. But I have used couple of sticks with sensor, even in England I have used, but first of all, that is very expensive, very expensive. It costs almost 2,000 pounds. In Pakistani rupees, it is roughly around 9 lakh rupees. So they are very expensive. Secondly, they are effective only in cities which are well developed, where there are not many hurdles. For example, the stick I was using in England, that sensor could tell me whether the ground is wet, whether I'm reaching to any hurdle. So I think it had more than 3-4 different sensors. But if I bring it to any less developed area, what would happen? That it would keep beeping, and it would keep vibrating, and it would be difficult to understand. A rather person will get confused, because I brought that stick to Pakistan as well, and I visited a rural area. I was in village, and there I had a lot of issues. It was constantly vibrating. So this stick is very normal, usually blind use all over the world, of white color. That is a symbol. Remember, white color. And it doesn't cost much, hardly of in dollars, $10 or $6-7, and in terms of pounds, it costs only 5 pounds. In Pak rupees, it is of just 1,000 rupees. So, stick. This is the stick, and how would we use it? First of all, remember one thing, that the stick, when we use the stick, I'm telling you from a blind's point of view, it actually we deal with a number of things. For example, I find things by hitting something, okay? When my stick touches something, I get to know what it is.
Yeah.
Secondly, how hard it touches. That tells us how hard that thing is. For example, if I touch this, right? It's iron, right?
So
But if it is someone's leg, yeah, sorry if it hurts, right? Yeah, it's like leg, right? So it will tell me no, it's not very hard. It's very soft. So we get to know that. So that is the second thing. First, by hitting a impediment or the hurdle, we get to know something is around. Secondly, how hard that hit is, that will tell us. Secondly, sound plays a vital role in all that. That is also a key area which often mobility instructors miss, right? For example, it's a hard surface. So I get to know that it's a floor. It's a floor. Secondly, sometimes I hit a bit hard as well. Why? Because echo tells me how big that place is, right? So echo guides me that which type of place that is and how high. You know, like bats, they travel with the help of echo, they can see. Similarly, we apply the same method. That sound tells us that how big that place is. For example, if I go outside, the whole atmosphere, the sound would change. Clear? So that is another. Now, these three principles I use to find my way. First, hitting the object. Secondly, how hard that hit is. And secondly, type of sound. These three things give me a lot of information. Okay? Now I walk. How should we walk? With this stick we call it double tap. We call it double tap. Right? Right. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
I move this right, left, right. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So I keep on my right foot first, then left, then right, then left, and it would go on. It would go on. So you can get to know that I get to know that there is no, because before moving forward, I have already touched the stick. So I know that till stick, it's safe to put my foot. It is absolutely safe. This, I go back. This. Okay. Clear? So it's making my way. If you have a roller stick, roller stick, I said there is a ruler tip at that. Then we apply the same thing, but we use it like this way. Instead of tapping, right? We keep it straight, because if you move like this, you stick like this, it can hurt somebody, right? So we always use like this. So ruler we use like this. Okay? And then we keep moving. Okay?
Yes.
Right, left. Clear?
That's the cane technique.
Sorry?
The cane technique. You know, you have.
Yeah, this is the cane.
guide technique. The cane technique.
Yeah, this is the cane technique. Right?
And the dog guide.
Yes. No. That is the cane technique.
It's
Okay?
a cane technique.
Is it clear?
Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Is there any way how to hold the cane?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an important question, very important question. I forgot to tell you.
Okay.
There is a holder there.
Mm-hmm.
We usually take out hand, right?
Yes.
And then we put like this, right? And we keep it straight. Some people use like this, but I find that usually it can hurt others. I personally don't recommend, right?
Okay.
Because keeping your stick straight, actually you will find the hurdle.
Yeah.
But by using this way, it might hurt anyone's foot or anyone's leg, right? So I keep this way. So that is the best way, because even if it hits an object and it falls down, if that handle is on your arm, it will not fall. And it often happens.
The rope, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
cannot slip off.
Yeah, it would not slip from your hand. Okay?
Yes.
So this is the thing. Now we come to the next thing. If that stick is not there and you have a sighted person who is guiding you,
Sighted guide.
there it comes the sighted guide technique, right?
Okay.
You have been trained for this already? You were taught about it?
Yeah.
Yes. So tell us, what is sighted guide technique?
It's a technique where a sighted person will lead the blind.
Yes. How would he be?
Usually the blind will be behind,
Yeah.
holding the sighted arm.
Yes. Okay, we demonstrated.
Can I do-
We demonstrated. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
So I will.
When I want you to move behind, I just do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you will tell me that the space is narrow,
Yeah.
Now
you will simply move like this, right?
Yes.
It means I need to
Move
go
behind.
yeah, behind.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes.
That is it.
If I come, I wanted to assist you. First,
Yeah.
I do like this to
Yeah.
alert you.
Yes,
Which
to
side
alert
now?
me that whether I need
Support.
Yeah, support,
If
right?
I do this, then you hold my.
Right?
Yes.
People often ask me one question, that how to ask a person about or whether sighted technique is the only technique. I don't think so. Is it clear? Even in England, the rule is,
self-guide technique is there.
yeah, rule is that first, the actual way is that you should ask the person how he is comfortable. How he is comfortable. For example, if I talk about myself, I am very much comfortable if I hold a person's hand. If I hold a person's hand. I have seen people often make a mistake that they hold your hand. That is very wrong. Like this. If I stand, Raj, hold my hand, or you hold my. Yes, that is really
Wrong.
wrong, because you are dragging me. You are
Dragging.
dragging me against me. First, you will ask me. Usually I have seen people ask, "Are you all right? Are you
All right.
all right?" It means
You need some.
you need some assistance, right? Are you all right? That's a wonderful way of asking somebody whether he needs assistance or not. And the second question, which is put, to me is the best way, is to tell him how he is comfortable, how to hold his hand, whether to hold his hand, or he will hold yours, or he will hold your arm, right? or he will, some people are even comfortable in holding shoulders, right? I personally know people who are comfortable with holding shoulders and they want to walk behind.
Yeah.
So that's so asking a blind person how he is comfortable, that's the standard norm. That is the standard. There are almost 3 to 4 different techniques, right? Sighted technique, self-guidance, right? And few couple of others. They are there, it is up to you, but the best way where he or she is comfortable, that's the main issue, right?
Yeah.
How he is comfortable. Often people, what they do when they find a narrow space, they bring the blind person ahead, right? Instead of going ahead, they ask the blind person, they hold like this, right? For example, he is a blind person, right? And there is a narrow space, and we are walking absolutely fine. But that space is narrow, what would they do? They would hold him and try to pass through that place. That is wrong.
Yeah.
Because it can hurt him. He can even fall. The best way is same kite technique, sighted kite technique. I will go down, go behind. If it is very, very narrow, I can hold from here as well. Okay? So I will just come behind. It is, if it is very, very narrow, right?
Yeah.
And we will pass through. Okay? But you have to remain ahead. Otherwise, that person might get injured. Clear?
Yeah.
Doctor,
Yes.
you were saying like if a blind person needs help,
Yeah.
you want to help.
Yeah.
You ask the person, are you all right?
Yes.
In that, I think like approaching them also is very, very important.
Yeah.
Like if you are to approach them, you
Yeah.
approach them in a polite manner.
Yes.
You use polite words like please.
First of all,
Mhm.
I strongly advise, and that is the issue with the third world countries,
Okay.
that people often approach, but in West that is not the case. Okay?
Okay.
People usually do not like that you disturb them, because most of the things they can manage by themselves. If a person is walking and you don't think he needs help, he needs your assistance, and at that time you interfere, that is very bad, right?
Mhm.
And in West it is considered until or unless that person is standing there and he is looking very confused, then you can ask him, are you all right? Otherwise, or do you need assistance? Otherwise, let him find his way. Let him or let her try, because that is his privacy. He, if he's on his own and he's doing, walking fine. For example, I tell you my personal incident. Now I travel mostly in my car, so not the case, but when I used to travel in the bus, I often walked in the streets. And people asked me, where are you going? Where do you want to go? And I said, I'm going to the so and so place. They said, okay, that is ahead, go straight. If you were not supposed to help me, why did you ask me? Right? I was already going straight. Why did you stop me then? It was okay for me to go straight. So, secondly, often I find people that I'm walking and people say, hey, do you need help? Or shall we go? No, I'm walking fine. If I'm walking and I'm not looking confused, why are you disturbing me? It's okay. Yeah, if you want to talk and you want to have a chat, you can simply start walking with me, right? And that is the thing. In third world countries, I have seen another issue that is important to discuss. I want to discuss that as well. That if a woman is there, a blind woman is there walking with a stick, or a blind person is there and a woman wants to help. There, because usually in Islam, women avoid holding the hand. So there, I often recommend people that hold their stick, but before holding the stick, ask them to fold it. Ask them to fold it. First of all, if you have problem with holding the hand, or you are not comfortable, and you find that person will be able to find his way, don't disturb him, right? Let him do his work, because instead of putting him in danger, it is better to let him do his own, find his own way, right? Or her own way. But still, people want to help, and sometimes because of religious reasons they struggle, right? So first of all, I say don't help. But even if you want, and the place is fine, right? It is plain and you don't think that he might fall or she might fall, it's a straight walk. So then ask him or her to fold his stick or her stick, right? And like this, he will hold from here and you will hold from, just hold, like that. I show you, right? And try to hold near to his hand, because if there would be a gap, he might fall, she might fall, because even if so if it is very near, at least comfortably he or she can walk, right? So that's another way of helping that person. Next, often people make a mistake that while guiding you, they tell you, if you need assistance, this, for example, I tell you one of the interesting incidents or interesting event in England, that I was in Leeds and I was walking and I was looking for Sainsbury's. It's a store there, and I asked a person that where is the Sainsbury? He said, "Can you see that blue building? Just go straight from there." I said, if I could see that blue building, I could do it by myself. Right? So, please remember one thing, you can see. Don't give him those markers, that talk about those markers which are visual, right? Can you see that tall building? Turn left from there. These instructions people often give to sighted people. So they give the same instructions to the VIs as well. So that's a very interesting event. So there I advise that please remember one thing, is the person is VI. So give him something which is very, very tangible or tactile, right? For example, I love that sort of instructions when someone says, keep moving along this wall, and when the wall finishes, turn left. We call it our baseline. We call it baseline. For example, I show you that if I am coming here, I just remove those chairs. Please could you remove these chairs? Yes, please. I'm coming from here, and And I can use this wall as a baseline, right? So I can move like this. Okay? So it's a wonderful tactile marker. It's a wonderful tactile marker. Similarly, sometimes people give, I advise people to give that sort of information, that after 3 doors, your desired room is after 3 doors, the 4th one. So that's a wonderful. Alhaj, come with me. All the people come with me.
Should I pause?
Yeah, no. Yes, come. For example, if you are giving me information here, right? You can close the door. Yes. For example, you can tell me, sir, your desired door, I want to go to the door number 3, right? You can say after 2 doors, first door is glass door, second door is wooden door, and third door is metal. The wooden one, the desired one, right? So this is a wonderful baseline, right? So this is the glass door I can feel. So this is the first one. This is the wooden door. So I keep walking. This is the door that I want to, okay? Similarly, here, this is here, right? And this is the place I have come, right? So, tactile markers are sometimes very helpful. So, tell them in terms of tactile markers or in terms of sound as well. I give you another example.
Yes, okay. In the tactile marking also, I also know about trailing. Trailing, where I use your hand
Yes.
to feel the...
Yes, to feel the place, yeah. That's a wonderful thing because I felt the glass door.
Yeah.
Then sound markers even can help. For example, if I ask you where is the reception, you can say go straight till you hear the sound of a fan.
Yeah.
You will hear the sound of a fan. That is the reception. We go.
Even the sense of smell.
We go. Okay, so this is the place, right? Here is the fan, sound of a fan. Is it clear?
Yes.
So sound can be a good guide, right? Similarly, as he said, smell. Smell can be wonderful if there are some restaurants around. See? So a wonderful aroma of Indian Pakistani cuisine can help, right? So you can say turn left when you smell a wonderful aroma of Pakistani cuisine, right? There is a restaurant and then from there. So these things really help. And touch is also nice, right? And eco technique helps really. For example, for eco I use couple of things. This sound help. And if I don't have sleep, I use light bats. So it helps me as well. Okay, right? So it really helps me. Similarly, I can sometimes with little bit bringing some heavy sound in my throat, right? Increasing my bass a bit, I simply say hello, hello, hello. So it goes as well. So that helps me as well, that how far that place is or how, yeah, so that's all. Now we come to stairs.
To the stairs.
Yes. Come. Yes, these are stairs. Usually ask them to put one hand on the railing because it is safe. If he all of a sudden it is balances, right? So this railing would help him. So that's a wonderful thing that use stick as well, no problem, but use railing as well because it would really help him. Clear? So that's a wonderful. So we come down. Now, hello. I can feel the difference of the echo. That this place is after some place there is a turn, right? So echo is telling me as well. Okay. Now we talk about if the hurdle is above, right? It is not on the land. So there we use this technique, okay, or this technique. If you are using stick with the right hand, put this way, okay. So that will really help you. If you are afraid that something might hurt you, most important part of your body is your face. Yeah, upper body, face. Usually I keep my hand like this if I find and use my stick there, okay? So that's a wonderful way of. Now, if I drop something, right? For example, if I drop something, there I have, I use a couple of things. For example, if I talk about this stick, it falls. I will judge the sound and take it up, okay? I will judge the sound like this, okay? It is very dirty, it has made my hand dirty. Oh. Okay? Yeah, this is, even if I follow, I have followed the sound, okay? I have followed the sound. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So, next, if the place is the thing you cannot find, right? It will, I will sit down here and what I will do, I will use my hand a little bit up, right? So they don't get much dirty and I will be able to find that place, okay? So this is, put it up, right? So, but to me, sound is more important than even finding. I always prefer that sooner I get to know where that thing is, okay? Because if I will be able to find the thing, that will really, I will be able to hear the sound, right? Where it has fallen down, it would be easier. But the problem comes where there are a lot of other objects as well, right? Yes. There you cannot just run and sit down. You need to be very, very careful. And because your safety is first. Think someone else can even find out for you as well. Okay. So always try to go there, try to find out the impediments you have, right? The problems, and then start finding that thing. Yes.
Yeah, just to connect. When these blind persons at the hostel, when they are playing cricket,
yes.
You know, the ball that they use is different from the sighted person.
Yeah.
So
it has a
sometimes,
sound.
yeah, when the person, hit the ball, so it will go, the sound, they will just follow the sound.
Yeah, they just follow the sound.
But now, if it goes until the sound is, silence, they tend to sit down and find
the ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes they struggle.
For example, when I threw that cap, right? It started moving. So instead of going to that place where it fell, I followed it. I followed it. Followed the sound, and there I sat. Okay?
Yeah.
So that sort of a thing. You know, because of these judgments, we become some so good that even I can stop with a ball with my foot, because we have become very good at judging the sound.
The sound.
So even if I often used to become a wicket keeper. So what I used to do, I often stopped ball with my shoes, because every time stopping with the hand was a bit painful sometimes, right?
Okay.
Because our ball is very big, so it hurts. So that is. Hope you have learned something from me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Any
So-
question? Any question? Okay, no question. Thank you very much.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Like whilst you are moving, okay, maybe you are going towards a ditch,
Yes.
or you want to bump into something.
Yeah.
So what is the most appropriate approach? Like a certain person can approach you in order for you not to get into that.
Yeah, you can warn him, because there he might fall into it.
Fall into it.
Right? So therefore there is an emergency. So
Okay.
you can just reach him and tell him there is a ditch over there. Right?
Yeah.
Because that is something which can hurt him. Right?
Yeah.
So wherever he might be in trouble, I still remember in Birmingham, I was walking and I didn't know that I was going to the station actually, train station.
Yes, yes.
And I didn't know that it's a double road actually. There was a road, for going to the main road, you had to go straight. But for going to the station, you had to go down. Both roads were together. I started moving on the towards the main road. And I didn't know that every step is making me higher. And on my left, if I move little bit, I might fall down. Because every step is increasing at least 1 to 2 feet. So, but fortunately my stick went down and I stopped. Instead of moving further, I stopped. I said I would wait for the help. And thank God a person came and asked me why I'm standing. I told him. Then he told me that you need to be careful and be careful of these tactile markers. If you find these stones, it means you are nearby a ditch. You might fall. So later on I used to be careful of this.
And secondly, like somebody just found you on the tar road, where you are about to cross, where you are standing, when the person senses that maybe you want to cross, and then the person wants to help you.
Yeah, then same.
Same approach.
Are you all right?
Okay.
Do you need in crossing this road?
Okay.
Yeah, because in West we have buttons everywhere, and they are tactile markers.
Okay.
We find those tactile markers with the help of our feet, and then press the button, right button. It becomes red, and then we cross. But in third world countries, we don't have such facility. So there you need to ask the person, yeah. And often people struggle in crossing the roads. Yeah, they need.
And you stop the video?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, share,